Hey man, so how was visiting family this last week?
It was good. We had a good time. It was a little tiring and it was very cold, but we had a nice time.
Sweet, man. Well, I can tell you that we missed you.
Oh, I missed you
It
guys.
was certainly not the same without you. But I'm getting ready to record the intro. So you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Nice. Welcome to episode 191 of Podketeers. For the first time ever, you are not just hearing my voice in an intro, but you are hearing me and Gavin. Yay! Nice.
Woo.
So, we talked about so many things, man. We talked about some of the things that are coming to Disneyland when Pixar Fest begins. We talked about DCA's 17th anniversary this last week and some of the things that we missed. Disney is over-the-top service. But, did you take a look at the show notes or anything like that?
I did.
Nice. So did you come up with the top 5?
Sure did.
What were your top 5?
All right. With no preamble, Toy Story, The Incredibles, Cars, Monsters, Inc., and Coco.
Oh, dude, those are so good. Those are good. What are we talking about? Well, it'll all make sense once you guys listen to the episode. And those, I'm telling you, man, those are really good. I think we had some very similar ones, and
Nice.
I really like your 5. So
I can't wait to hear it.
I think we should jump into the episode.
All right.
All right, so before we jump in, we just want to remind you guys that this episode of Podketeers, like all the others, are brought to you by our Fairy Godparents, hashtag FGP Squad. Their support helps making these episodes possible, and if you would like to become a Fairy Godparent of our podcast, you can do so for as little as, how much, Gavin?
$1.
Exactly $1 per month, just by heading over to podketeers.com/FGP. If you go to that website, you will find some more information about what Fairy Godparents are, a list of our current Fairy Godparents, and how to sign up. Plus, if you sign up for at least a $5 contribution monthly, you will get the exclusive Fairy Godparent button. Did that sound like it was like really dramatic and like it was worth the sign up? Because
I felt the drama.
I don't have like the reverb on my microphone, like the button. Also, if you guys shop on Amazon, the next time you guys need to place an order, start off your journey by going to podketeers.com/Amazon. On that page, you'll find our big Amazon button that when you click it will take you over to Amazon's homepage using our special referral link. And anything you buy during that trip may earn us a small commission from your purchase. To everyone that is taking the time to make those extra clicks happen, we truly appreciate your support. Thank you guys for helping us out like that. If you guys want to find us on any of the social networks, we are Podketeers. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Remember, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs on YouTube, so head on over, hit that subscribe button, and remember to head on over to the blog post over at podketeers.com/191 because you'll find all of the social links to Gavin, Melissa, and Disney for 2 on that post. All right, I think we're ready to go, Gavin. What do you think?
I can't wait to hear what you guys talk about.
Nice. Well, Gavin will be back next week. It was a great conversation. Make sure to leave a comment in the blog post for the episode, the Instagram, or the Facebook post. And if you're not big on social media, make sure to send us an email to comments@podketeers.com. So, it's time to get this episode started. Here we go with episode 191 of Podketeers. This is our podcast. We're a group of friends that loves Disney, technology, art, food, and more. This is Podketeers.
Hello, Governor.
Hello. We need like a Mouseketeer, like bum 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 Hazen.
Aww.
You know how they used to do that, like the bum bum
Yeah.
bum 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 Hazen, and like everybody like says their name. And the only reason I remember that is
Alyssa,
because
or
remember when
Adrian.
Annette Funicello was on Full House, and Michelle was calling her Annette Funny Jello.
I do not remember.
I
that
don't
one.
remember that either.
Really?
That episode?
Oh my
Wow, really?
god, that was a great episode. She's like, "Are you Annette Funny Jello?" And she's all like, "Oh, why yes. I mean, not quite, but yes, I am." And so I think it was either Danny or Joey that was like, "Oh my god, I used to love seeing you when you used to appear like bump 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 Annette." And so that's where I got it. It was like bump 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 Hazen.
I have zero clue why I can't remember. No, considering we've all grew up with that show, I'm gonna have to check it out on YouTube.
Unless my brain is somehow mixing up all the signals and it technically didn't happen on Full House and maybe it was somewhere else, but you know what I mean? Because I think that happens to all of us, right? We think we heard something, but we didn't hear it. And that might be what's happening. But if I find the clip, I'll make sure to throw it up in the blog post. So make sure to go check out the blog post, guys. Podketeers.com/191.
I forgot we were recording.
Oh my god, Aiden's just putting up theme.
I'm sorry, I totally forgot.
okay.
I was totally
It's
singing while
okay.
you were saying that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's what happens. Sometimes we forget, and sometimes we get good conversation out of it, and sometimes we
I
go
ruin it.
bum, 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 bum. Hazel.
Or bum 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 bum.
Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. I was just thinking about possible songs they'll use in the new Pixar fireworks show.
The new
Oh,
float.
yeah.
There's no confirmation on what is the new float for Paint the Night, right?
I thought there was.
I don't think
I
so.
thought it was Wreck-It
there was
Ralph.
there was a new float for Pixar Play Parade. Because I thought there was going to be an up float, but I thought it was for the Pixar Play Parade and not for Paint the Night. But there's rumored, or that's what they said at D23, that there's another float that's coming out for Paint the Night. I was hoping it was going to be an up float for Paint the Night, because that would be cool with all the different colors in the balloons.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Mhm.
And then if they have Kevin and Kevin is glowing in the background.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like walking around with all his colors. Bobby, get
So
on
I
it.
can't. I can't find anything that
that's right.
says
Kevin's a girl.
Kevin is a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't find exactly any confirmation on what the float is going to be, other than that there is a new float coming to Paint the Night. So pretty much the same information that we had is what's out there right now. There's no conf on what exactly that float is going to be at the moment. It's heavily rumored that it's going to be another Pixar float, but that's kind of the theme now, right? Like most of Paint the Night is heavily Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for the Golden Ranger. I mean Belle.
No,
Golden Ranger.
Gold Ranger.
I heard a friend of mine call her the quinceañera Belle, like the one that's on the cake, on top of the cake.
Oh, that's good.
You know what? That is her new name now, the Quinceañera Belle. It does. It totally looks like the topper on a quinceañera cake.
It's not my credit. It's a credit to a good
Great,
friend.
now we're
I
not
just
going to be able to unsee it.
So with the exception of like Belle, I mean, I think it's a pretty even distribution then, because when you think about the opening, you have Peter Pan, you have Tink,
yeah.
then you have the fairies, you have Quinceañera Belle, you have, there. I think it's a pretty even mix. So I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's heavily Pixar, unless we count every float and account for it. But
And Mac.
and Mac. But considering Mac's size, maybe that's why people think it's more Pixar than anything else. By length, it is more Pixar than anything else.
So talking about Pixar, for those of you who live around the area, you may have heard, some pyro happening, and you time in, you're like, wait a minute, it's not Fantasy in the Sky, it's not Remember Dreams Come True, and the park's closed. So why is there pyro? Do a little digging and investigating. It's Pixar Fest testing. It's pretty exciting. I should have ran outside to look. Should have, didn't. But pretty much the only thing I could think of is like wondering what they would be, what kind of shapes, what kind of colors would we be seeing, music, effects, projections.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope we see like a green eye for Mike. I'm
Oh,
assuming.
that'd be cool.
On some of the like artist rendering of the new show, don't they use most of Main Street? They're gonna do projections, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the 60th?
Yeah.
I remember they had race cars coming down Main Street in the original artist
Oh, that's
rendering.
cool.
So, I mean, if you have the
Ooh.
technology, why not use it for everything else, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
So you didn't actually see it, right? You heard it,
I heard it.
but then you asked a few people, and they confirmed that it was testing for Pixar Fest fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
AJ and VJ, have you guys actually heard it or seen it?
I actually heard it the one night it was being tested when Melissa found out. And then we went on our IG stories because some of our friends were there and they were on their way to their car at the Mickey and Friends structure. And then they saw it, they were watching it. And then I guess a cast member confirmed with them that they were
They're
testing the
Ah.
pyro show for Pixar's
That is so cool.
Pixar Fest.
Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it
New
too.
show.
I mean, there's not a lot about it out right now. We know that the parade is going to be called Together Forever, a Pixar nighttime spectacular. That's the name of the actual fireworks show.
Hi.
And we know that in the long tradition of Tinkerbell and Dumbo flying above Sleeping Beauty's castle, Buzz Lightyear will be
Yeah.
flying over the castle as part of the nighttime spectacular.
You know what I just thought? Oh my gosh. I just can't wait for the first set of photos to come out when Buzz is flying. And you know how we'll have stars if it's a clear night?
Mhm.
To have that picture with like stars in the background, you see like the castle and Buzz is like right over it. How awesome would that be?
That
so
would be
great.
awesome for anyone that knows Photoshop, because anyone that lives in Southern California knows that there is never a clear enough night in Southern California.
You never know. I'm going to throw a couple of pennies in the wishing well. Make it happen.
You
Pretty
are
long exposure for
wishing.
that.
You're wishing for a clearer night.
Yes, please.
So apparently it's going to be just like the shows that we had for the 60th anniversary, Disneyland Forever, where they had the projections up on Main Street. They had projections at the Rivers of America. Sleeping Beauty Castle obviously has some projections. I'm wondering, though, if they're going to do projections on the Matterhorn like they had been doing recently. Remember I had posted a couple of, like,
Yeah.
Star Wars and stuff like that for the last fireworks show. That was awesome. I had no idea that those were happening, but if they somehow add that to this nighttime spectacular, I think it'd be kind of cool.
I think it's possible. I mean, why not? They have the equipment.
If you guys could speculate, I mean, obviously, there's always discussions when the teams at the Disney company, at Imagineering and marketing, obviously, whenever they put these parades and fireworks shows together, I'm sure there's a huge discussion about what goes in it. What properties will be displayed and what will be prominent. So if you guys, what is it? Normally it's about 5 or 6 like really prominently displayed, right?
Yeah.
With the exception of, some of the fireworks shows that have gone through every single land and stuff like that. That's just kind of a beast on its own. But if you could speculate, what Pixar properties do you think will be highlighted in this fireworks show? Melissa, let's start with you.
Besides the obvious for Cars, I wanna hope, and I'm gonna go on a ledge here and say Nemo. I think it would be really, really nice to see something here, have that little transition, that part of the fireworks, only because I'm sure they have the floating coral that they use for the Little Mermaid. I think that'd be really nice.
So you're going with Cars, Nemo. Let's go with 5 each. What are
Ooh,
your other
okay.
3?
For obvious reasons, Up.
Okay.
And I think they could do it because they did Tangled with the lanterns. They could do it with the balloons. I think that'd be really pretty, just like they do it in World of Color.
Okay.
I think that'd be really cool. Trying to think of who else. Toy Story, of course. I think that's going to be a given.
Mm-hmm.
One more. I would love to see Wally. Can
Yes.
we see Wally and Eve just dance around
Hazen.
Main Street, please?
Yes.
Please, Bobby.
Yeah, that's a great set of 5. I agree with the Wally thing. I think there's a couple that are just kind of givens just because of the type of show that it is. VJ, let's go with your 5.
I would say Toy Story, Toy Story, Toy Story, Toy Story.
All 3.
Toy Story 17.
Toy Story 1, Toy Story
know.
2, Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4.
But yeah, Toy
And
Story.
Cars.
I would say Toy Story, Cars. I feel like those are gonna be in it regardless. So Nemo would be a good one because yeah, you can use the special effects they had for Ariel for the 60th. But I mean, Coco would have to be in there. I would think so.
I was gonna say that.
Because the colorful art that they have.
Yes. Oh my God, I would cry.
Incredibles. I want Wally in there too.
Okay,
Is
babe,
that-
he said 5.
I know. I'm thinking out loud.
But I'm kicking
Okay,
myself
Ed.
because
It's a
I didn't say
podcast. This is what I
Coco.
want. Say that
So,
again.
I'm kicking myself because I didn't say Coco. Don't know why.
Because I'm like Brave would, but nah, I don't want Brave.
No.
I was thinking Coco too, but isn't that movie more about family instead of friendship?
Is it all friendship?
Oh, isn't that what it's called?
What's the name of the fireworks
The
show?
official name?
In my best announcer voice, obviously. Welcome to Disneyland's Together Forever, a Pixar nighttime spectacular.
That was
Beautiful.
good.
On the Disney Parks blog, it said it's a theme of friendship ever present in most Pixar films, and that's going to be celebrated in this nighttime spectacular. So,
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I would love Coco, but I'm just saying. I
It
don't
makes
know.
sense.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think okay, spoiler alert, guys. If you guys haven't seen Coco, just fast forward a few seconds because I'm about to talk about Coco. The theme actually fits for Coco because if you think about it, Together Forever, he's going to the land of the dead because he wants to be united with his family forever, and he has to do a few things to make sure that that happens, right?
So they never
So
forget.
it kind of even fits with Coco.
Dante running
that'd be
around
Aw.
or flying.
Oh.
See?
I think if they don't do Coco, I think that would be a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think they
depending-
have to.
How long is this fireworks show going to be? At least 10 minutes, right? Because it's going to be during summer.
Mm-hmm.
So, or 15
What if they
minutes.
pull a
I would say
fantasy in the
15.
Oh my
sky?
gosh.
Oh, God, no.
They only did a 5-minute show.
4.
Jeez, 1 minute for every. Because there's so many Pixar things. I'm sure they're gonna just pump in every Pixar thing they could do. You're
Yeah.
gonna see the Luxo ball bouncing around all the time.
The Luxo Ball will be like a sing-along where you're singing along with the words and it's bouncing on all the words.
Would that be cool if
That's a good
they,
idea.
if the Luxo lamp would go on the castle and jump on it and then squish it? Oops.
They
And then
have
squish it.
That
Or
would be
squish
so
something.
good.
good point, because they have that balloon thing that they use for Jack for
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
Screams.
Oh, that'd be a
yeah.
Luxo head or Luxo ball. Luxo Jack Skellington head.
Multi-purpose.
Okay, I think we need to design our own version of the fireworks show.
Yeah.
So, all right, are those what were your 5 again, VJ? Just to
So
be clear.
Toy Story, Toy Story and Cars. That's given, and I would say my 3 would be Incredibles, Coco, and throw in Wally. Wally or I'm like what else? Oh, Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Oh,
Monsters.
yes.
I would say the 3 extras would be Monsters, Incredibles, and Coco.
Okay. AJ, what about you?
Definitely Toy Story and Monsters Inc. Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. That's one of my favorite Pixar songs, by the way. Disney songs all around. So yeah, definitely Monsters Inc. So that's 2. Incredibles, Coco, and yeah, I would really love obviously. I would love Ratatouille. So
Okay.
I'll Those are my 5. Even though you know Cars is going to be in there. Cars is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I love Cars. But, yeah. Please put Ratatouille in. Please,
be
Bobby.
so
That'd be
good.
great.
Can you imagine the castle becoming like cheese and grapes and everything, and then
Oh, I was thinking of like, nighttime in Paris. And then like Remy.
Oh, yeah.
Looking up.
the Matterhorn will become the Eiffel Tower?
There you go. See? This
See,
is just beautiful.
We have to make our own version of this, guys,
Yes.
before it's released, so people don't say we cheated.
A good thing this episode's coming out before the,
Yeah, right?
before the actual show.
So for my 5, I had a little bit of a problem trying to compress it down to 5 because I think there's so many Pixar properties that are very prominently displayed throughout the park and are near and dear to everybody's hearts, right? Obviously, the majority of Pixar films are, how do we say this delicately, cash cows for the Disney company, and you want to prominently feature those. And so considering that Toy Story started it all, we have to put Toy Story in there, right? So that's going to be my number 1. You can't not have it. Because in the concept art it had racing cars, I have to go with Cars because
Yeah.
they've already told me Cars is in it. It's cool. As Coco, obviously, because it's the latest film that made them a lot of money. It was beautifully directed, the colors, everything. Cinematically, it was wonderful. The Incredibles, because it's about to be released, so
Yes.
it has to prominently be featured. And as much as I want to say Wall-E, because me love Wall-E, I have to say Monsters Incorporated because I think it was a bigger deal for Pixar. But in all fairness, just to kind of cheat the conversation, I think AJ was right when I think it was AJ that said it, that they're just going to prominently feature everything. They're going to have a little bit of every single film because why wouldn't they? Right? Even if it was only 4 or 5 seconds of each scene, which I don't think it'll be. I think it can easily be a 15 to 20 minute fireworks show so that they feature as many Pixar properties as possible. In the summer, you don't have to deal with the high winds as much as you do with the other seasons here in Southern California. And that's usually why the fireworks are either canceled or shortened. Instead of doing a full show, they do the compressed version. I do think that they're going to have all of the properties, but those are the 5 that I think are going to be featured a little bit more than the others. We're going to have to ask Gavin, what he says or what his 5 are, so we can throw them up in the...
Curveball, how about if they included the shorts?
Oh, I didn't even think of the shorts.
And would it
I know
be
BJ's gonna say.
would it be like
Paperman.
the 60th where since Main Street gets so congested, will it be at Rivers of America and at Small World
Yes.
as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it will be.
Probably. It's gonna
That's
be very
already been
popular.
announced.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So same projections, or if it's going to be
Like, every location that they had projections on for Disneyland Forever will have them for Pixar Fest.
that'd be cool if they had 80% of the fireworks show or the projections are all going to be the same, but certain lands will have, like if just a character is running, just to transition in between different segments, a different Pixar character or families or whatever at Small World versus the castle versus, Rivers of America. So then you're like, oh, which one do we want to see? Do we want to see Incredibles running through Small World, or do we want to see Toy Story toys running through the castle? You know what I mean?
I love
Yes.
that.
Like a segment or segue, I should say.
That would be great too for what was the term for the Diamond anniversary? Diamond Flow, to help with
Diamond
Diamond Flow.
Hated that.
Yeah, I
didn't
think that
even
would
hear
really
that.
help out with
There,
congestion.
5 feet away, sir. You're gonna have to walk all around Matterhorn to get to.
Darn you, Diamond Flow.
I just want
I
to
mean,
go whip.
If they did end up doing projections at It's a Small World, it would make sense as to why they're moving the parade route and why they're moving all that stroller parking out of the way, right? Because they do want to make it more accessible for people to stand there and watch it. Because it was one of the most congested areas during the projections for Forever.
Yeah, and that was the area that nobody went to. I mean, there was a lot of people there, but nowhere near as like Main Street or in front of the castle. That's where we liked watching the fireworks show. The very, very right, next to the rope, nobody was around you. You had a good 50 feet before the next person.
That's awesome. Can I tell you, I never saw the fireworks show from It's a Small World when Disneyland Forever was going on.
What?
No
I
way.
never saw it.
You had
I saw
3 years.
I know. I know, right? I saw the ones from Main Street. I saw them in front of the castle, and I saw them at the Rivers of America, but never by It's a Small World.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good spot.
I mean, I wish I was like an annual pass holder so that I can go whenever I wanted to see them. Because
Right.
I feel like I missed out on something. Well, yeah, like I said, we're going to have to ask Gavin what his 5 would be for the fireworks show. But you know what? Let's throw the question out to all of the listeners. If you guys think you guys can nail like the top 5 Pixar properties that will be featured in the new fireworks show, you know, leave us a comment in the blog post for the episode over at podketeers.com/191, over on the Facebook post or the Instagram posts. Or if you're not big on social media, send us an email to comments@podketeers.com. We love to hear what your picks are, and we'll read them off in an upcoming episode.
Talking about the parks, DCA just turned 17 years
Yay.
old. I was looking back at some of the pictures I have and just remembering like how DCA used to be when it, you know, the first 5 years, and there was nobody in that park. It was amazing. There was a thing called off season, and I remember going in October a lot. You had the characters over by Golden Dreams, and they called it Golden Screams. They had a little banner. You had your characters. Nobody was there to go take pictures. The only thing I kind of regret is never seeing Superstar Limo. I never got to ride that, experience that. I heard a lot of mixed things about it.
That it was horrible? Yes, it was.
Yes, I was just trying to be nice. But yeah, there's a few things I do miss from there. I kind of liked Sunshine Plaza. I really did. I miss the train.
Yes.
The whole vibe, the Golden Gate Bridge, the monorail going across it. I mean, that was pretty cool.
The California letters in front of
Yes.
the park.
Yeah. I
that
don't.
big mural with the tile, the mosaic.
Oh,
Yeah. That was really cool with the water thing. Oh, and talking about water, the water park that they had. And some people think I'm crazy when I'm trying to describe it, but no, there was a little water park type of thing. I want to say to where Mickey's Fun Wheel is. Was it around there? Where they had the little things of water that would...
Like over by Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. It was Pizza Umamau at the time.
Yes.
Isn't it? Pizza umamau.
Oh, I don't know.
Emphasis. Sorry.
Do you remember Burger Invasion?
Yes.
With the hidden Mickey on the cheese?
I remember the McDonald's.
Dude, good times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't miss Maliboomer. I did not like that attraction at all.
I don't think anybody did
I
because it's
liked
gone.
it.
It kind of screws you up in the head because you're hearing this music and the cast members talking and you're trying to listen, and then before you know, you're just way up in the air. It's like, I'm trying to concentrate.
So it's like the the outside version of Guardians right now. The way it used to take off. Because Guardians takes off right now.
You're right.
I've
Kind
never
of.
been on it.
Wait.
I've only been on the what is it? The stepsister version
Supreme Scream.
at Knott's Berry Farm.
Stepsister version.
Ugly stepsister.
That's funny.
Just kidding. Love you, Knots.
I've never been on the big old giant orange, only because I heard like the bees and whatnot, and I'm terrified. So I never got on it. I was like, nope. I'd have to
Wait,
go
the bees?
swinging.
Yeah, it wasn't. orange. It was called the Orange Stringer.
The-
Yeah.
Silly Symphonies
It wasn't it
is,
the
right?
Orange
Yes.
Singer?
Orange, one of those.
I think it was
Zing-
Orange
well,
It's
Zinger.
the Orange You Glad you didn't go on there.
Oh, with the jokes.
And there were like bees in there, and you could hear them. Well,
Yes.
I mean fake bees,
Oh,
magical
okay.
bees.
But just the
I thought
sound is
bees
like,
were actually
no.
attracted to him.
it was like zzz.
So they had fake bees. Oh.
Yeah, like you just heard it. And no.
Orange Stinger. That's what it was called. Orange Stinger.
There you
There
go.
you
That's
go.
why the
Which
bees
makes
were
sense,
there. Yeah,
'cause
makes
of the
sense. Yeah, obviously.
So you didn't go on that, Melissa, because of the bees
Yes.
or the sound?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go on Winnie the Pooh's?
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
Adventure?
Because that's at the
Okay,
end.
but
And
there's
I'm there for
bees.
like just seconds.
Yeah, it's only at the end. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
just like the fact that it was
terrified
a
of
giant
those.
orange.
For the longest time, I thought it was James and the Giant Peach. I know it's not Disney, but that's I would always see it and I would always think of James and the Giant Peach.
But it's orange.
I know, but I'm just saying, that's what it reminded me because it's giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never made sense to me why the bees though. Like bees don't go after oranges as far as I know. But it was a giant orange shell and it looks like it had some carvings out of it. At night the glow would look pretty cool. And they had all those like bee stickers all around inside, like or the paintings, whatever they were. So as you were flying around in the swings, you would see like the bees in the center. So it never made sense to me. Like I don't get it. But I mean, it was a big orange. Like every seat made you look like you had a stinger on your butt. Like when you were sitting.
gosh.
Yeah, like every seat was like the bottom of a bee. It was kind of
Showing
cool.
BJ picture.
Of the seats?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were like a tiny bee buzzing around in there. That was the whole
Inside the
premise, but
orange.
I didn't get it. It was just
Oh, no.
odd. But again, giant orange. I love oranges, so yay. I would write it.
Before I go on, I just had to correct myself. I know James and the Giant Peach was Walt Disney, so I don't want somebody saying, actually.
They'll still say
I
it.
just did to BJ.
Yeah.
You'll still get it.
Well, actually, I just checked, and it is.
Fun fact for you, it is a Walt Disney.
As she pushes up her glasses, she's like, yes.
Well, actually, I double checked that, and it is Disney.
Fact check.
Hashtag
Need a
fact
sound for
check.
that
I
now.
know, right? Actually, hashtag fact check. What do you guys miss the most from DCA?
I know this is going to sound kind of contradictory because this is one of the reasons why they changed a lot of DCA in the first place. All of the food places. Because that was one critique that they had, is that they had too many food places. And now I feel like,
Yeah.
I know we have a lot. I just want, I'm Ariel. I want more.
I want to be
And-
where the nachos are.
Yeah.
I want to see a hot dog.
I would also like to see another indoor quick service at DCA, because really the only one that you can actually kind of sit in right now would be smoke jumpers and Flo's V8 Cafe, right?
For quick service, yeah.
Yeah.
For quick service. The other ones they're all outdoor seating,
Well,
and I get cold.
oh
easily.
yeah, you're right. Because even everything up in the back, you have to sit outside. So you grab all your food inside, you walk outside, and you find some seating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But where would they put it though?
Well, that's for them to find out. I don't know.
Ideally,
I don't know.
Ideally, so I mean, just like
Get
Walt
rid of
put
Buzzland.
trash cans every 50 feet, from each other, so that you had easy access to a trash can. Ideally, would you want restaurants every 150 feet?
That would be awesome.
Maybe.
Food.
That'd be like a little
That'd be cool.
showcase.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If they could use one of the was it stage 17,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
where they did the Olaf Snowfest
A food court.
And then
food
there's
court, and actually where Flynn's arcade used to be. Remember that?
yes, and that's
Back there,
huge. That's a
it
huge
used to
area.
be like what?
That's a huge area, and that's where they used to do the food and wine.
Yeah, back there in the other stage. I don't know. Was it 23?
25?
22,
Stage
I think.
25, I think.
Fact check.
Something.
It's one of the stages over there.
Mhm.
And when the park first opened, it was an indoor like food court. And I hear that the facades are still back in there, but I don't know. I'm not
That'd
sure.
be nice.
It's just unused. I think it's unused space.
Ooh.
I
If
don't know.
somebody can confirm that for us, leave a comment in one of the posts, especially if you've had a chance to go back there and explore. We'd love to know if all that stuff is still back there.
You know what? I
Be really
think
cool.
it is because I worked, like I said, when they had the food and wine, they had the seminars inside. I remember seeing, oh, it looks really nice, like Tuscan looking, but behind it, you're like, this is a mesh. So it looks like there is something behind it. Kind of like the Hollywood look or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of remember that. So that could be correct.
Yeah, I would love for somebody to confirm that for us.
Yes, please.
Because it would be interesting to have it back there, but you'd be taken away from all the cool new Marvel experiences, AJ. Like, where are they going to put the Iron Man experience? I mean, they need that space for all the cool new Marvel stuff that's coming to the park. I'm sorry
Is
to
that
tell
confirmed?
you that. You know what?
Last I heard he was in
next
Paris.
next time I talk to Bobby, I'm just gonna bring that up and be like, "Yo, Babo, we really need more of this Marvel stuff in the park because, quite frankly, we needs us some Iron Man experience here. And even if you clone it and bring the one that's in Hong Kong, but just make it English instead, that'd be great. I mean, I would be happy. The end. So I think that would be a good thing.
Well, if they put more restaurants where Pixar Pier is going to be, instead of the souvenir shop that used to be there, and where all the Midway games are, you have a bunch of different like cozy cone stands,
Oh
type
yeah.
of stuff.
That would be great.
It would make sense because the little Pixar park area is going to be there right by Mickey's Fun Wheel, or what should be the Luxo Fun Wheel. They're going to have that little park area for people to hang out, and all the Inside Out characters are going to be there. So it would make sense if they had some seats and some benches with some restaurants there so people could just hang out, have themselves some nachos or a pretzel or something.
It'd be nice if they sold funnel cakes because they used to have them there. They used to have them.
Because you could get them at two places in Disneyland and nowhere in DCA.
Yeah, in DCA they used to have them where Bugs Land or Cars Land is now, but they used to get them. They used to have them there and mozzarella sticks.
I want some mozzarella sticks now.
Speaking of restaurants, the one I never tried, but one of our friends used to work at is what was it called? We get the
soap opera bistro. Where
I don't even remember that.
It was where it's where the kids show is Disney Junior.
Oh wow!
But yeah, it used to be Soap Opera Bistro, and it was a sit-down restaurant, and each room had a different theme. All My Children or General Hospital, and the servers were dressed up like they belonged in that show. And then sometimes they'd have like little skits going on.
Yeah.
I never dined there, but heard a lot about it.
It was sponsored, or it was themed after ABC, and the logo had a microphone with the ABC logo, so it was the ABC Soap Opera Bistro. I just looked up a photo of it. I'm going to take some of these photos and put them in the blog post, guys. This is actually kind of cool.
It's really cool.
I had no idea. I don't remember this at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, when he was telling us the stories, because AJ had a pin of that logo, and our friends were telling us that, oh, Brandon used to work there. You should give it to him. So we met up with him, and when we gave it to him, he just started like reminiscing and started crying. He's like, oh, I remember it was so much fun. And then he just told the stories on how there used to be like little skits that they would do in there.
Yeah.
Like everybody was like an extra, but the different rooms were cool. I was like, wow, I never knew about that.
Wow.
Because I was like every other pass holder, didn't go to DCA because there was not that much going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking through some of these photos, and they, like you said, they had interactions with characters from One Life to Live. There was stuff from General Hospital. There was this thing called Kelly's Diner, the Chandler Mansion. I don't know where that's from. It's probably from General Hospital or All My Children or something like that. It looks like it really just revolved around shows on ABC, like Port Charles and all these other soap operas, right? Which makes sense, obviously. But oh man, I feel I feel
Right?
bad I never ate there
That's
now
so
too.
cool.
Ugh.
We could just go back to yesteryear and go and dine there.
Okay, let's get in a DeLorean.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I think could still kind of fit. Like right now, because of well, maybe not in Buena Vista Street, because it's so far back in the past. But I think the California Zephyr is really the thing that I miss the most going through that area. Because I don't know if many people know this, but I love trains in general. I know I don't really talk about it a lot, but I just love trains, and that was one of my favorite things when you walked into California Adventure. I can't say that I necessarily missed the Golden Gate Bridge, because there was a lot about that theming that was just like, why would you highlight California when you're in California? You know, like that was always my biggest question about California Adventure. Like, we're here, just drive for 5 hours and see the real
Yeah.
thing. Like, why would you see this fake thing?
There you go.
But I get it. I get it, right? It's
Tourists.
yeah. But seeing the monorail go through it was pretty sweet.
So it looks like we got some replies regarding what attraction or opening day attraction they miss. We have JK Smile says a very close between Maliboomer and the Tortilla Factory, which, yes, I agree.
Tortillas.
I miss, yes. And on your birthday, you had a stack. That I remember. But
Wait,
then you're
you
like,
got a
what?
stack of tortillas on your
Yes.
birthday?
Yeah, they
Yes.
Fresh, dude.
What?
You went? Yes.
Corn.
Corn or flour?
Your pick.
Corn.
Corn?
Did you
You
pick?
had to go corn.
Yeah, I pass.
I
No,
don't
you had to
remember
go
that.
corn.
I'm all flour.
You could get flour. You could get them. You had a choice, but you had to go like corn tortillas.
Disney Mom 345 says, it's not an attraction, but I miss the big California letters in front of the gates.
Yes.
Us too.
I was always sad that there was never a letter that I could use for my name. I mean, we had for my last name, right? But I was always sad that there wasn't like a big H. Like, can we add a silent H to California? The way that Arnold Schwarzenegger said.
And you know what? During Christmas, they would have the characters on them.
Yeah.
That was a
And
really
the candy
cool
cane
thing.
letters.
The
Yeah,
candy
they would
cane
add the
letters.
candy
Yeah, I
cane
remember
stripes
that.
to them. Yeah.
See, I'm with you on that one, Hazen. There's no VJ or E for my last name. I'm all, I get nothing.
I know.
And our one friend, she has every single letter of her name. So she has like this, Alicia has like every letter. I'm all, that's
Must be nice.
Well, I mean, imagine how people that are named California feel.
Oh.
It was like all them, right?
And Iceball King says, Whoopi's Cali History Show. Yep, I do miss Califia. Wait,
What's that?
That was
Whoopi
Gold-
Goldberg's like
Golden
Golden
History thing?
Dreams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I never went on it.
Oh, it was nice. I liked it. I liked how she would transition, because she had like two little statues, so she would go
Yeah.
from side to side. It was really, really cool. I agree with
I
that.
saw pictures of it. That's, if only.
And then
Yeah.
this one hurts. GS Vespa says Tower of Terror. Yes,
Wah, wah.
sad tear. We feel for you too.
I gotta say, as far as Tower of Terror is concerned, look, I don't want to take away from anybody's sadness, because I know people miss things, but damn it if I don't love Mission Breakout.
Yeah, especially after dark.
Oh,
That was
I
awesome.
wouldn't know.
Ah, heartbroken. So
Well, at
good.
least the old tower version is still in Paris right now. So
That's
Yeah.
very true. It's exactly the same as the one in DCA.
So there you go.
The one that
Was.
used to be in DCA. Excuse me.
So there you go. If you guys want to relive the glory days of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, just head over to Disneyland Paris.
There you go.
Just a plain away.
Well, that was awesome. Yeah,
Fun to
I mean,
reminisce.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things that we're gonna miss. And look, as DCA continues to evolve and Disneyland continues to evolve, I'm sure that these conversations are always going to exist, right? It's not something that's unheard of, and it's not something that is going to be unheard of ever again. It's just gonna happen, and we just gotta live on. That's what Walt wanted, right? To evolve and to plus things up and to change and to always bring new experiences. So, yay. You know what? Before we continue, I do want to say that we did announce that we're going to be having our meetup, over at Bullmore on February 17th. So if you guys have a chance to make it out, we would love to have you guys there. We're going to do some bowling. We're going to start officially around 5 o'clock. It just really depends on when we can grab lanes. It's first come, first serve, obviously. So as people finish up their games, I think I'm going to show up sometime between 4 and 4:30 just to kind of get a lane or two and just sit there and wait. Hopefully the battery on my phone will hang that long. But we're going to try to officially start the meetup right around 5 o'clock. We'll hang out for 2 or 3 hours. And then depending on how things are going, we'll either head back to the park for a while or go grab some food somewhere else. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's plenty of...
Panther.
What's that? Or watch Black
Panther.
Panther. Who knows? We could. Right? I mean, at that point, the night will be young. We'll see what happens. So, if you guys want more information on the meetup, make sure to go to our Instagram or our Facebook. The Facebook invite is available for you guys to just kind of accept if you guys are on Facebook. That'll give us an idea of how many people are coming so we can kind of save you a spot once we start bowling. And even if you don't want to bowl, if you just want to come out and hang out, have a couple of drinks or some nachos, talk, that is awesome as well. So we hope to see all of you guys there.
Yeah.
It'll be so much fun.
Well, speaking of meeting new people and friends at the meetup, we did actually have a shout out that we want to give out to a special family in Japan right now who are listening, and that's the Orange family. So what's up to Ronnie, Kelly, Gracie, Jackson, and Parker? Hello from California. They used to live out in San Diego.
Japan.
Yep.
Yes.
They used to live in
Wow.
San Diego, and then they used to frequent Disneyland, but now they're in Japan. And if we want to ask them any questions about our Tokyo trip coming up next year, then they're going to be our little tour guides for us.
Oh, so many
That is
questions.
awesome. Well, shout out to the Orange family. Thank you guys for listening. That is awesome. I think that adds another country to the list of countries that we are now heard. That's pretty awesome. We are now officially in the United States, in Canada, in Mexico, in South America, in England, in Australia, and there was one other one. I don't remember what the other one is. But we're officially heard in 8 countries. I forgot what the last one is, and I'm sorry. Please don't hate me because I forgot your country. But we are international.
Ooh, around
So
the
shout out if
world.
you guys are not listening in the United States, leave a comment where you guys are listening. We kind of want to know like how far we spread out, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, again, shout out to the Orange family all the way in Japan, and again, just leave us a comment. Tell us where you guys are listening from.
That'd be so awesome.
The world is becoming smaller and smaller.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Small world after
Should we all
all.
start? Should we start singing? It's
Oh,
a small world after all. It's a
Wait.
small world after all. You're welcome.
We did the dance. We danced.
Speaking of Small World, did you guys hear the rumor at Walt Disney World that it's going to be gone? It's going to leave?
What's going to replace it?
Tangled?
Nah.
Nope.
That's what's happening in Rumorville.
Hashtag nope.
Can't believe everything you hear.
But it was on the
DJ.
internet.
So
That's
Oh,
must be
then it's true. Yeah, it's got to be
three,
true, right?
3 sources said it. Nah. But yeah, did you guys hear that rumor that Small World is going to be replaced by a Tangled attraction at Walt Disney World?
Oh
I'm pretty
boy.
sure that's not going to happen.
There's no way.
No.
You
No.
know,
I mean-
they can't replace Small World.
Why? We had the best one at Disneyland, so
But Small
everybody
World,
come here to Disneyland. Check out the real Small World.
it's iconic.
But I like
Yeah,
the
Disney
different
World.
version. I like it. I
It's
like their
like-
version over there.
You have to go inside.
I know
You have to
that's
go inside.
that's my biggest
Okay.
gripe.
It's Florida, babe.
This is how iconic it is. How many times have we gone?
I've gone multiple
Us,
times.
us. We've
We-
gone 7 times,
We have not gone
and
together
we've never
yet
been on Small World
in Walt Disney World.
This rumor that Tangled is going to replace It's a Small World. Are you sure the rumor didn't say that they're going to add Tangled to It's a Small World? Because that seems more likely. Because
Yeah,
as
that's
far
what I
as
was
I know,
thinking.
yeah, I mean, as far as I know, the Walt Disney World version doesn't have the additional Disney characters like our version here at Anaheim does, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
That's why whenever we go past it in Magic Kingdom, AJ's like, it doesn't even have the Disney characters. Let's just go to Peter Pan.
Hey.
Do Walt Disney World's version do they do the overlay as well for holiday, or are we the only ones that do it?
Disneyland's the only one that I know of.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
I don't know about the other parts
I don't know that
around the world.
as
but
far as Walt Disney World and Disneyland is
Yeah.
concerned. No overlays, no Disney characters,
Haunted
no
Mansion.
outside.
Haunted Mansion and Walt Disney World doesn't get the Haunted Mansion holiday overlay.
Yeah, that I knew, and I'm like, you don't have
So-
Hattie. We're the best.
But they have the MC Escher room.
That's true.
There's
Escher room
3
is
other
pretty
extra rooms.
awesome.
It is.
But it is weird when you're going through the attic and you're like waiting for the
Yeah.
nothing. You don't hear the
And I
So
do
as
love
far
their
as-
technology.
Because I'm wondering if the one at Walt Disney World is more like Disneyland Classic It's a Small World before they kind of overhauled it to have the Disney characters and move some stuff around. I don't know if they were
Yeah.
identical before we added characters here.
In colors, no, because they have a blue hippo, we have a pink one,
Ah,
and I believe the different some animals are different colors.
So, I mean, I know there's a lot of people out at Walt Disney World who loves It's a Small World.
Yeah.
Because I know one of our followers on our Instagram was, she's the one that posted that rumor, and I was like, wait, are you serious? I'm like, that would be cool. She's like, no, It's a Small World. I love it. I'm like, oh, that's nice. But I told her to come out to Disneyland. She's like, well, Walt Disney World's her home one, so I get it. If it's actually
Yeah.
going to get changed, it's not going to happen. But if they bring in the Disney characters, that'd be really cool. So
Hey, you never know. The Tangled toilets are right there. Right next to Small World.
Yes.
oh yeah, Punzi's
So-
meetup is right there too, right?
No, she meets and greets at the Royal Hall. Or I can't remember
Ah.
what. It's not called the Royal Hall.
but they do have the photo op where you could hold one of the lanterns.
Oh,
Those-
that's what I was thinking about. Okay,
Right
That
in front of the
is one of the-
toilets.
right in front of the toilets. Yeah.
But if it was going to change into a Tangled attraction, how cool would that be? Seeing the lantern scene.
It'd be a great
Mm-hmm.
slow moving boat ride attraction. But yeah, they're not going to get rid of Small World.
You just see
You know
trickles
what?
of
All
her
the different
hair
songs that they
in
have,
every
I Have a
scene.
Dream. That would be so
man.
cool. You know, they give you foam cast iron pans. You could hit each other.
Okay.
Well,
That sounds
Okay, look.
safe.
I'm about to say something that I don't think is going to be a very popular thing to say, but I'm kind of for it now. Only because of the fact that if you think about technologically where we are with what they've done
Right.
with the bioluminescence in Pandora, imagine what the lantern scene would look like if this
so
attraction
pretty.
actually
So
swapped
awesome.
over to Tangled.
yeah. It'd be
I'm getting super excited now.
Oh, man.
So
Okay,
yeah,
I know
there's
that
gonna
that's
be-
not a very popular thing to say for people that are listening, and Walt Disney World is your home park. But man, I'm loving this.
I mean, even if they just built the attraction somewhere else, I mean, it's not like they don't have the room for it.
True.
But
that's true. You know what I would
yeah,
like to
so-
see? Mother Gothel go from really pretty to
say,
like the evil
That'd be
queen.
so cool.
and you see Punzi's hair just like
Yeah.
glowing. Oh,
Just whip out at you.
how about if they, you know how like Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World where they take your the hitchhiking ghost will take your head and like swap them around.
Yeah.
How about it towards the end where you like Rapunzel's hair? What's the rhyme that she says? that
Follow
makes
the
you
gleam
younger?
and glow. Let your power shine. Make the clock reverse.
Bring
Heal-
something. Bring back what was mine.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
So how about if like the hair like accidentally touches you, and then you guys all of us turn into babies? There's just like random pictures of babies or like
Ooh.
kid pictures. That'd be cool.
It's so not where I thought you were going
Too
with that,
much,
dude.
Too much.
What?
I honestly thought when you started saying that, it's like, what if we all grow really long hair? Like, how would that be cool?
And we all became Valley Girls. Like, oh, my
Oh,
God,
man.
at your
Look,
hair. It's so
I
beautiful.
don't know what the wait time is for It's a Small World,
5
but
minutes.
from what I know,
You're such
But
a
see-
hater and you've never even been on it.
but
Why?
that's the thing. I mean, I always see posts where people are like, oh, It's a Small World, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. It seems like it's popular enough where people do want to ride it. It's not like it's the Maliboomer or Superstar Limo, right? There's actually people going through this attraction. So, I mean, look, any CM or anyone that frequents Walt Disney World that can tell us, hey, look, what is the common wait time for It's a Small World there? And would you like to see a Tangled attraction in its place? And if you don't want it in its place, where would you like to see it?
Okay, well, real quick, since we're talking about wait times, right now looking at the Walt Disney World app, it's almost 9 o'clock over there. Peter Pan's 75 minutes. It's a Small World 15.
There's just a lot more flow at It's a Small World. That's why more people fit on them boats.
2 hours for Mine Train. Just to let
Oh.
you know what's going on.
On the
Okay, so it
opposite
looks like
coast.
Tangled's coming to Walt Disney World.
You heard it here second.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if that actually turns out to be true. I mean, look, we normally don't report on rumors because that's what they are, right? They are rumors.
Mhm.
And
It's just a
until the Disney
rumor.
Parks blog officially says something that, I mean,
Right.
it's fun to talk about them and it's fun to talk about changes, but until it's confirmed by Disney, it's just a rumor.
So speaking of rumors, how about the name change on Disney's Hollywood Studios park in Florida? Is that still happening? Is that a
I
rumor?
I think that was more speculation on people's parts than the rumor. I guess it became a rumor because people were like, "Oh no, they're asking about this and they're asking for our opinion, so the nachos must be changing." Right? Because that's what happens, right? Like every time, I mean, I'm sure that at Walt Disney World and at the different parks, they have the same thing they have here at Disneyland, where as you're walking out of the park, a cast member approaches you and they ask you, "Can I ask you a question?" And then you say, "You already have. Thank you for your time." And you keep walking, right?
Can I ask you 3 questions?
Well, that's
That's
one.
That's one. But yeah, so what ended up happening was that last year, around the summertime, when people were leaving Disney's Hollywood Studios, or Disney Hollywood Studios, some of the cast members were approaching guests and asking them, if we happen to change the name, and I'm paraphrasing here, I don't know what the exact wording was, but they were essentially asking guests if they changed the name of Hollywood Studios, would they prefer, and this was a magical list, guys. When I read through these, I was just like, seriously, that's what you would consider naming a park? And you can always tell how they're trying to lead the horse to water, right? Because here's the names that were proposed: Disney Beyond Park, Disney Cinemagic Park, Disney Cinemagine Park, Disney Hyperia Park, Disney Kaleidoscope Park, Disney Legends Park, Disney Storyverse Park, and Disney Extra Large Park, or Disney XL. I'm
Was it
assuming it stood
actually
for extra
2
large.
Was it XL, like just the letters? Or
XL.
No
Yep,
sense.
letters XL Park. So, I mean, when you kind of read through the list, there's only a couple in there that really kind of sound appealing if they
couple?
really went through with a name change. Yeah, like, I don't know. I
want
think
to know, when you're taking this survey and they're saying these names, if it was me, I'd be like, you're kidding, right? You're wasting my time to tell me this crap right now? Like, that is...
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Those names are garbage.
Like, which
The
ones
only
are
one-
filler?
They do. And that's what I'm saying, that a lot of them really sound like so horrible that they were kind of leading people to like narrow it down to like one or two choices. And the one that was floating around as the possible name change was Cinemagine. And I just thought that is like the worst possible name you could give the park other than extra large, right?
It just doesn't even sound like Disney.
It doesn't.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a dessert.
It That's
Ooh,
funny.
let's go get
You're
some
just hungry.
Cinemagine.
It tastes like cinnamon or what?
It better be.
So the only one that I thought kind of sounded like Disney was Cinemagic, right? That I think that's the only one that kind of has a Disney ring to it, and I think that's maybe where they were trying to lead people to, because you know, movies, magic, and everything. But I mean, like Disney Legends Park, like what happens when you feel like it's false advertising and you don't see any Disney Legends there? You know,
When they took away the legends, like all their busts out there, they don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
them there anymore.
They did?
so it's just
Yeah, it's
they're
gone.
gone.
I liked
Yeah.
it.
That was cool to
Sad.
take pictures with Uncle Walt.
Yeah.
Now we have to go to the Disney Studios to see all their handprints. And by the way, I've never been there. If anybody wants to take me, that'd be rad.
What?
Wait, what?
I've never been to the studio before.
You haven't?
Never. No, I've always wanted to go see all the handprints and
We
stuff.
just
And
came from lunch over there. You could have just. Just kidding.
oh, thanks,
Well,
buddy.
when we go next time? Well, but
I
you
was
don't-
at McDonald's
You can't go
while
on
you were
weekdays.
there.
You need to call in sick one
Yeah.
day, and then we'll
It
take
needs
you.
to happen on
True.
a weekday.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll
Podketeer
see
field
what I can
trip.
do.
Hurry up, Gavin. Move.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that at least for what was the quote, for the foreseeable future, the name of Disney's Hollywood Studios is remaining that way. I mean, what would you guys name it?
It's just really hard to think of a new name that would perfectly describe the new theme and route that they're going with this theme park. You know, I feel like Disney's Hollywood Studios just, it doesn't fit it. It's not even a working studio anymore. You know, it's barely gonna
I
be.
got it.
Oh. What is it? What is
I
it?
got it. Disney's Intellectual Property Studios.
Oh, God.
Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Hey,
Come on.
Pixar.
I like the initials
Rock
to
and roll.
Disney
it.
IP Studios.
Tower of
Tower
Terror.
of
Oh
Terror.
no.
DIS.
I just realized that the
We
acronym
haven't
is
bought
DIPS.
them out yet. Park. Well, I guess. Just kidding. Except
I just
for-
realized that the acronym for that is DIPS. It's like, where you work? Oh, I work at DIPS.
Oh, man.
That's unfortunate.
It's, yeah, I think AJ hit it on the nail, like on the head. It's hard because it's just, there's so much of a change, and I couldn't come up with anything as clever as that. So,
What about Bobby's World?
oh my God.
I mean, isn't he responsible for most of the purchases that are going to end up in that park? So can we just call it after Bob Iger? Just be like, it's Bobby's World.
Wasn't that a
It's a cartoon.
It
Cartoon.
was a cartoon.
Yeah.
That was
Howie
Howie
Mandel.
Mandel's show.
You know,
love
if
that.
they bought
I
that,
love that animation.
perfect. Stick it in there.
I'm sure
There
Bobby's
you
World.
go.
I mean, him riding around on that little big
Three-wheel,
wheeler
the
thing
big
that he
wheel.
had.
Yeah.
So good.
Make it attraction.
So there's Toy Story Land, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Fantasmic, Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, like Sunset Boulevard,
the new Mickey and Minnie attraction that's gonna be
Man's Chinese Theater,
The Muppets.
Muppets.
Some
Jeez.
Muppets.
Like so many different things.
So it's like, how would you group all those together?
I'm sticking to Disney Intellectual Property Park.
I'm going with Disney Florida Adventure Park.
DFA.
Florida Adventure, DFA. Where do you work? I work at
Disney's, or is it
DFA.
Disney. Should be Disney's Florida Adventure Park.
Well, here it's just Disney. They dropped the apostrophe S.
Yeah, I feel like it should be Disney's Florida Adventure Theme Park, formerly known as Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly known as MGM.
This thing has more names
You
than
win.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh, man.
Well,
I
let's
miss
ask
MGM.
everybody else. How about that? Let's ask the listeners. As far as we know, like we said, for the foreseeable future, it's going to remain Disney's Hollywood Studios. But if Bobby came to you, Mr. Iger to you, I'm sorry, came to you and said, guest, you are in charge of renaming this park today. You win the contest. What would the name be that you submitted for that park name change? Leave it in the comments, and then we'll read them off in an upcoming episode.
Oh, that should be really
I'm sure
interesting.
I'm
there
really
are
excited.
plenty of more people that are far more clever than I, and will come up with way better names than Disney Intellectual Park
You
or
just have to
Intellectual
beat-
Property Park.
You just have to beat Disney's Florida Adventure
Yeah.
and Intellectual.
I'm sure it's going to be easy to beat.
Hey, so speaking of intellectual properties, it looks like we finally have a little bit more information about what's happening with Disney's OTT service.
Do tell,
as
do
people
tell.
like to call it.
So how much are we going to be giving another month?
Are we getting the
So now we
volts?
I'm
have-
glad you
stuff?
asked. We still don't know. That's one of the pieces of information that we still don't know. But, you know, last year there was all this news that Disney was going to be creating their own over-the-top streaming service. That's what OTT stands for, in case anybody was wondering. We had already talked about what we would have wanted in that type of service, right? We had talked about how we would love to see the Disney archives or everything in the Disney Vault just kind of moved into this type of service. That way you could watch anything, right? You didn't have to own DVDs. You didn't have to break out your VHS tapes from the garage and hunt down a VCR if those things still exist. This would be the way to go, right? We're moving towards a digital time. And Netflix has, you know, kind of been the king of this, where they started off with DVDs, they moved over to digital content, now they have their own TV shows, their own movies. Disney, you know, is moving in that same direction too. And this last week when they started talking about what is going to be happening with the service, they said, one, that it's going to be very consistent with the Disney brand. And essentially what that means is it's going to be a very safe place for families to watch content. So one of the primary things that's going to be missing is all rated R content.
Deadpool.
They're going to reserve the rated R content for Hulu. You know, because Disney is a majority stakeholder in Hulu since they acquired the shares that 21st Century Fox had during that acquisition. So all of their rated R stuff, which means we're not going to see Deadpool on the Disney streaming service. You know, you may see some X-Men or something, but you won't see Deadpool there, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know what the price is going to be. That is still up in the air. But I'm thinking that it'll probably be somewhere around the $10 to $12 mark, just like Netflix is, because they have to compete, right? When they announced that ESPN Plus was coming, they made that $5 per month. And obviously there's not a lot of content that's there right now. It's going to grow. But you have to be able to compete with Hulu and with Netflix, which seems odd that they're competing with Hulu since they're, you know, a big part of it. Or else people won't buy it. So you got to keep it in that ballpark. They are going to be creating their own TV series and their own movies, just like Netflix is doing right now. They already have a few things slated. They are creating some Don Quixote film. They're doing a Lady and the Tramp, something called The Paper Magician, Stargirl, and Togo. And then some movies that are already in post-production is Magic Camp. And then we've been hearing a lot about Noelle with Anna Kendrick. That's one of the films that's in post-production for this. And the whole thing is supposed to launch in fall of 2019. So with all of that information, what do you guys think about this so far?
Take my money.
Depending on how much it is.
What's the most you'd be willing to pay for something like this?
A month?
Yes.
If I'd pay $20 if it was the whole catalog.
Yeah.
So if you could go anything from Flight of the Navigator to Sword in the Stone to, you know, Little Mermaid, 1, 2, and I don't know what other
Black
versions
Cauldron.
are, but
Put it
yeah,
all there.
Black Cauldron. Cool. I'd pay $20. But
Okay.
But if they were going to be doing how like Netflix is, where you only have a certain amount of months to watch a certain thing, and it changes, then maybe I would probably do like $10 to $12. I would pay exactly the same as I would with Hulu or Netflix. Yeah. But if it was the whole catalog, everything, I'd probably do $20 a month.
Because I think for Netflix, though, I think it's a little bit different, though, because Netflix has to pay the royalties for those properties. Mm-hmm. This service is going to be Disney's catalog, and maybe down the line, some of the properties that they acquired from the 20th Century Fox deal, because they still haven't announced what they're going to do with that catalog. So I know for a fact that they are making some of the projects that are in development are some kind of reboot called Three Men and a Baby, Sword in the Stone, this thing called Timmy Failure. All these shows and films are already in development, so it's clear that they want to be like Netflix, just the Disney version and family friendly, because there's a lot of content on Netflix that's not family friendly, right? It's for everybody. That's what Netflix does. But obviously Disney wants to have that like family friendly, feel to their service. That's why I don't think it's going to be a revolving door of TV shows. Like whatever they have is going to be theirs.
That's what I think too, because Netflix started removing a few Disney movies. So I'm thinking, because they're taking them off, they're removing them, we'll probably see them in, the new streaming service, which I'm hoping, hey, put everything in there. Yeah. Everything in the vault, There's some movies I'm missing, and because they're in the vault. So if they're going to come out with the service, and just like VJ said, if it's everything, $20, like I said, take my money. Hashtag take it all.
No, I mean, I wouldn't want them to take it all. I mean, that's,
well, they already do, so I kind of.
If you do go and get this new streaming service with Disney, are you going to get rid of the other ones completely? Are you going to get rid of Netflix and, I don't know, Hulu and all the other ones?
What do you guys have? Like, we have Netflix and DirecTV. So
we haven't had Hulu for a while. Right now we only have Netflix, but because our cable provider has so many things available on demand that we don't feel like we need anything else right now. A lot of the shows that are available on Hulu, we don't watch the majority of them. And if we did want original content, we also have Amazon service, because we are Amazon Prime members. Amazon also has, their streaming service, their original series. And some of those I think are way better than some of the Hulu original series. So I think if we ever did have to add Hulu because Disney decided, hey, all of our rated R content, a lot of the 20th century or 21st century Fox content is going to end up there, we would probably sign up for it, because even on-demand services don't have everything available to you all of the time. They'll either have 1 or 2 seasons, or, because they don't want to pay the royalties for specific episodes, they'll have an entire season, but it's missing 1 or 2 episodes or something like that. And it's going to push you to want to have them. But what it also does is it pushes you further and further into a world where you're not going to need a satellite provider, or you're not going to need a cable provider, because you'll be able to have everything in these OTT services, right? You have YouTube Live if you want your live TV. You have Sling. You'll have this for your Disney content. You'll have ESPN Plus for your sports. I mean, everything is going to be available in this a la carte way very soon.
Well, it'll be interesting too, since you said this is going to be coming out or releasing in, what was it, fall of 2019? So, I mean, we're beginning of 2018. Who knows what's going to happen, especially with the net neutrality thing that's still, well, how's that going to play into it? Because I'm not going to be paying all these different services, spend $140, and then I'm like, oh, I feel like I just got basic cable again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if Disney, why take away the R-rated stuff? You know, there's so many. If they're gonna do, maybe they can have tiers. Like I know for DJing, I am in a record pool where if you pay $5 a month, you only get 10 downloads for the month. But if you pay 30 or more, then you get unlimited. And there's different tiers where to open up different stuff, so you can get remixes on all this different stuff. But if they did something like that where, okay, if you only want to pay $10 a month, we'll only give you like the Renaissance, and it'll change. So eventually within a year you had an opportunity to see everything that they have, but you know, different segments. If you paid $60 a month, then maybe you have everything, including the rated R stuff or Touchstone stuff, you know. Or I wonder if they would even, like at Netflix, they have like the kid friendly stuff where, you know, you have to put in your age and everything. Why can't they just do that too? So if you did want to see Deadpool, like I would want to watch Deadpool, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to pay Disney's thing and then whatever Deadpool's going to be on Hulu or Netflix. Like there's just so many things. It would be nice if I just paid one bill, but I mean, that's the thing. Only time will tell.
Right. You know, content curation, I think, is one of the most difficult things that any company has to deal with, because especially as you get bigger and bigger, like look what happened with YouTube, right? Just months ago, YouTube was dealing with the whole like children issue with this whole like Elsa Gate thing that happened, right? With videos that were promoting themselves as kid friendly, but were not kid friendly at all. And they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars from the views that these children, you know, were watching on their YouTube Kids and stuff. I think Disney wants to have a better handle on that and really say, look, you don't have to deal with wondering if whether your kids are watching something safe or not. I think they'd rather just make it, you know, just simple, because I'll say that Netflix is great. We do have those different profiles, right? Like my kids have their own profiles. Lynette has her own profile. I have our own profile. But if by any chance, if we were in one of our profiles and we accidentally searched for one piece of content that was not there originally or wasn't kid friendly, all of a sudden the algorithm kicks in and starts offering them stuff that should not be there for them, just because, you know, you search for something that wasn't there before.
But then
so the algorithms aren't perfect.
But then this is all Disney like stuff. Like what's out there besides rated R stuff that's going to be so, you know, like it's, I wouldn't be that scared if it was all just Disney stuff. You know,
I agree.
Unless they started making content with their channels, like a 50 Shades of something. Like
God,
I wouldn't
no.
let my kids watch that, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because it's Disney, I wouldn't be so, oh yeah, go ahead, watch anything you want on there. It's Disney, you know? And if it is in the parent screen, the adult screen, like what are we gonna watch that's gonna be so like, ooh, like that the kids can't watch? It's all Disney.
Right. I think it's just a safety net. I think they're still trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the films that they have, because as far as I know, I don't think the Star Wars films are going to be on there just yet, but they are developing a new Star Wars series for the streaming service, because they're still trying to figure out what, and like you said, it's still a couple years away at this point, but a lot of things can change, and maybe then they'll say, you know what, we are going to add tiers, because Disney's known to do that, right? Hello, annual pass holders. Because of all the things that have happened with other services and the things that have happened with YouTube, Disney just wants to start putting into people's heads from this moment, our service is safe. And maybe later on they'll figure out how to put up some kind of wall so that your kids can access that additional content. Right. Because with Netflix, it's super simple, right? All the kids have to do is go switch the profile. There's no password, there's nothing. And that's one of the things that's always worried us, that they could go into ours and just start watching stuff. So far, we've shown them that that's not what they should do, and they've listened to us, but eventually they're going to be curious and they're going to want to go see what we watch. Right. And I think that's what Disney's trying to prevent right now, where that the child curiosity can take them.
I mean, with YouTube, like there's over 1 billion different channels, and it's projected in the next 3 years there's going to be another 3.5 billion people getting onto YouTube because it's free. You know, so I get that as being that's really hard for YouTube to monetize this channel, monetize that one. Like they're okay, they're kid friendly. That one's too risque. Take that off. You know, because it's just like the second largest, besides Google. It's what the second largest search engine there is too on the internet. Which
ironically is owned by Google.
Yeah, so they're 1 and 2. But I mean, like you said, we'll see what happens. I mean, we still have another year and a half that they're going to be releasing more ideas and see what happens. But yeah, I'm ready with my credit card, depending on how much it is. Do we get an annual pass discount? That'd be awesome.
Oh no!
How about cast members?
They'll start
do we get a
bundling.
discount too?
What if they bundled everything for you? They're like, this AP also comes with the Disney streaming service. This one also comes with ESPN Plus. This one also comes with free parking. But you can only get the free parking if you sign up for the one that already includes the over-the-top service.
Oh, that's funny. Imagine if they use your Magic Bands for it. In order to watch the adult content, you have to put your Magic Band to the receiver.
Oh, man.
You should be using your Magic Band again.
I know. Yeah, that'd be, we could use one of our 20 that we have.
Ouch. Magic Bands. Ouch.
If they were to have... I was going to say, if they were to have, like, more than $20 and you get to see the footage that they showed for the first 50 years, you know, of Walt, like, walking around in that orange grove or things like that, I'd pay.
How about if they added, since it's all ABC stuff, like every single ABC show that was out there, even in the past, like if you got to go and do the TGIF days, you know, and watch Family Matters and all those shows. Dinosaur, yeah.
Dinosaurs.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, if they're gonna open up ABC and then all those nighttime ones that our parents wouldn't let us watch because it was a 10 o'clock thing, but it was on TV. I mean, I don't remember, but that's a lot of different things that you could stream.
And I think that's what they're trying to figure out right now, that their catalog is huge. And that's just with the Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Just Disney and all the Buena Vista, like all these little branches that they had. Now they have to incorporate all the 21st Century Fox stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever else Bobby buys in the next 2 years, I mean, who knows? The years are young. So let's throw this out there. If you guys are interested in this Disney streaming service, which I think a lot of Disney fans are, right? What would you pay for it? And what would you expect for what you are paying? I know that some people always throw out that I would never pay over $20 or I would never pay $15 or more. You know, what is your price? VJ threw out the $60 and I just thought that was crazy. I would never pay $60. And I should never say never because I probably would anyway. But, you know, what's your number? What would you pay for a service like this? And also, what would you expect? Would you expect things to rotate the way that they do with Netflix? Or would you just expect Disney to have everything available for you and then you can just watch it whenever you want? Leave a comment in the blog post, Facebook, or Instagram post. We love to hear what you guys have to say about it, and we'll read some of your answers in an upcoming episode. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Guys, have any final comments on anything that we talked about this episode before we wrap up?
No, I'm just hungry.
Yeah, I think we should go get some tacos.
Don't
I'm for tacos.
Don't blame me, guys. I'm not hating on Small World at Walt Disney World. I'm just very angry.
His stomach was literally
My stomach
growling.
was literally growling through
You
this
could hear
podcast.
it.
All right, so let's close up so we can go grab some food. We'll all go meet for tacos somewhere. All right, so before we close up the episode, I do want to remind you guys that this episode of Podketeers and all the others are brought to you in part by our Fairy Godparents. Just want to send a quick thank you and a shout out to all of them for all of their added support. If you would like to become a Fairy Godparent of the podcast, you can do so for as little as $1 a month just by going to podketeers.com/FGP. that will give you a little bit of information of what a fairy godparent is, how they help us out. And all of our fairy godparents are also listed on that page. Any of them that have additional projects like an Etsy shop, a podcast, all that good stuff, their names are all clickable and it'll take you over to their projects. So a big thank you goes out to all of them. Remember that if you sign up for at least a $5 contribution monthly, you will also get the exclusive fairy godparent button. I know I've said it before, but I think it looks cool. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I designed it. I just really think it looks cool.
It does.
So if you do sign up for that $5, you do get the Fairy Godparent button. Also, if you shop on Amazon, the best way to help us out is to start off your journey at podketeers.com/Amazon. There you will find a big button that when you click it will take you over to Amazon's page using our special link, and anything that you purchase during that shopping trip can earn us a small commission. So to everybody that's taking the time to do that, thank you guys for that added support. Again, the link to go to is podketeers.com/Amazon.
That is perfect.
Oh my god.
Tacos.
I love it. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap up this episode. Remember that if you guys have any comments on anything that we talked about, head on over to podketeers.com/191. Not only will you find some videos, pictures, and just general info about what we talked about, you will also find all of our social links for Disney for Two, for the Odd Mouse Shop, for Melissa, for Gavin, for me. So head on over to the website, and while you're there, maybe sign up for a free birthday shout out, check out the gear section. And that's going to wrap it up, guys. You guys ready for tacos?
Food.
Let's do it. So until next week, here is to beers, cheers, and Mickey ears. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Adios.
Peace.
Bye.
Why do you gotta do that?
Because it's funny.
Okay.